Good morning. Good morning. Namaskar. This is Engineer Suraj Singh speaking from Bharat, India. On this day, July 8th, 2021, Thursday, topic being Civil Field Engineering, Quality, Structure, COVID 19, HSC, Engineer's Role, Designs, Construction, Methods, Contracts, Organizations, Communication, Coordination, Quality and Safety on top. That is what should be our in absence of which nothing can exist. Thousands of people, millions of people are certified all over the world. They are certified for doing professional job for people of world. We are Bharat, India as a nation. What responsibility do we have in this regard is of course is a question mark. How much do we do professionally right, or we just take everything for granted? Question must be raised. I don't want to see certificate just because I have a certificate. No, I don't want that. I want that certificate should be not only a certificate but a for people tool for people, in fact, to give back to society something that is very much, we can say, relatively important. Because of COVID 19 and safety issues. COVID 19 and safety issues, whole world is crying. How many of us are conscious about issue of safety, general safety, and issue of health related to COVID 19 and safety and environment? Quality for someone, quality is nothing for someone. Assurance, I want results. You might think of assurance. We assure you, no, I don't want assurance, I want result. I want real quality, not warranted or limited period surety quality. Same way, I want security, I want surety. I want you to perform because you are paid, whoever you are, whatever you are. I don't want to be cheated as a citizen by others. If I purchase something, I pay for that. You do not do any obligation on me. You are getting money and you are paying me something. You are paying me back some product. That is simple relation. I pay you, you give me something, that's all. What else is there? Tell me. Are you doing specific service to me? A charity? No. You are only interested in making money, making profit out of your service or out of your product. That is what relation between producer and consumer is. Maybe you are getting less profit, that is your problem, or you are getting more profit, that's my problem, that I am paying you more profit. Now, question here is not of profit or loss. Question is responsibility. Question is duty. If you are selling a product, you are not doing anything specific on society. You are a commercial person, of course, or your destiny lies in commerce. You may be heavy industrialist or you may be a dealer. For me, both are same. Because through dealer, you do your business, you sell your product. For solution, I have limited means to access to you. Whatever specifications you write on product or on performance of your, you can say, machine or something else that doesn't perform, I am disappointed and think that I would not buy this product again, or I claim for, you can say, substitution of that product with other one. But this product or other one, both you produced, there is no guarantee that you are a performer. Yes, you may be starting when you started your business, you were a good person. But later on, I think people can do and you go on price rise, and even then you are not giving quality product. Then for sure, you are a criminal, I would say. You are an offender of your society, you are an offender of your consumer, because consumer is helpless. Who has time to fight with you? And with how many people shall I fight? Point is that I buy something every day, consumable or not consumable. Okay, consumable products are consumed every day or within a couple of days. For example, vegetables, eatables, fruits. Moreover, there is no input from producer on quality on those products. Only transportation and preservation. These products are naturally produced, naturally created, and your contribution is only to safely transport them for sale to me. But which products are produced, manufactured based on certain designs, these are not natural one, but engineering one. All products are engineering one. in which I can say contribution of manufacturer is at large. How to select material, what is design, what is performance, that manufacturer has to tell us. And not only to tell us, is to deliver more than expected. It should be value added product. But no, in majority of products, I don't find that. I don't know why do people want to cheat. They consumer for granted. That is true. You say, okay, I speak something. Let me say, okay, it is for 3 years. I will replace it. It's 3 years warranty. It's 5 years warranty. It's 1 year warranty. I feel happy that okay, if this product doesn't work, it shall be replaced. But you see, I am foolish actually to accept that. As a consumer, I have no other option but to accept that because it's a trend. I buy from this manufacturer or I buy from some other manufacturer. This is trend. This is, you can say, rising trend. There is no other way out. I am dependent on that. Though I am consumer, I am customer. I should have higher hand. But where is hand? My hand is already amputated by that manufacturer by giving me fake statement, false reports. It is in general. You buy whatever. You buy machine, you buy small product, you buy a house, you spend from few hundreds to few millions. Scenario remains same. No change. Health, who bothers? Nobody bothers. In our country, safety and quality do not value. Yes, we distribute prizes to one another. Okay, award is declared for this person for best services, for best work, or life achievement award. Award, I think, is a scenario here that they think measure your value. They think. I don't think. Award must be in product. I don't want any medal, any shield, any recitation if product is rubbish. If your product is rubbish, your service is rubbish, you don't understand quality and safety, you put people at stake, your quality is rubbish, means you may claim your quality is fine, you may claim anything because you have money to advertise, you have money for publicity, you don't have money for quality. Nowadays advertisement is more important, publicity is more important. They will spend billions and millions and trillions, crores on advertisement, personal advertisement, work advertisement, quality advertisement, safety advertisement. But in fact, if you go closer, you will find this is management only. This is only trend. Like, you show something and don't do that. It's like you are wearing very good dress, ironed, clothes, very clean, but internally you are nothing. Safety in this scenario should be a top issue. Safety and quality in our country must be very top issue. But are they? My question is to me and to everybody. Most critical problem currently is COVID-19. Most critical problem that impacts on everyone. COVID-19, which is age 1.5 years old now, Only 1.5 years old, a baby that has created havoc all over the world, including our Bharat, ours. After being beaten for 1.5 years, whole world has been naughty, and we are super naughty. Naughty in a sense, we accept something is falling, we don't want to stop it from fall. We are naughty in a sense as if we have lost our minds. I think first effect by COVID-19 is on mind, human mind, all over the world. I seem that it is mental attack on humanity. Mental attack on humanity. People are thinking in different ways without any logic. Economy sits on top of head. Economy, okay? Economy is very important part of our life. We should respect that. But is that enough? If I have economy, I have money, but COVID kills me, what is use of money? If I have to leave this world just because of COVID and money would not help me, then I should prefer money or I should prefer health, safety. Safety and health are linked to quality. Quality of what? There are two considerations in quality. One is quality of human being, quality of system, and quality of product. And these are in our hands. Our hands are free to choose or to select what we do. You can't say this was compulsion. In quality world and in safety world, there is no compulsion. Both are free and we are free. If we want to achieve quality, no one shall prevent us from achieving that. If we want to do best service, no one can stop us from doing that. And if we want to think a lot for our health, our safety, nobody will stop us from doing that. There are two issues. One is society should be serious, and other is society should be not serious. Which should be best one? Which should be acceptable one? Should we consider that society should be non-serious and don't care for anything, and don't care for safety, don't care for quality? If you think that way, I think we can be called monkeys or dogs. Plainly speaking, I now think in our country, Bharat, India, there is no dearth of educated people, there is no dearth of intellectuals, there is no dearth of science and engineering, there is no dearth of knowledge in every field. This is our current status. One billion people, more than that, and I think out of that there may be 25 crores, or you can say 0.25 billion, who contribute towards development of this country. Development means good quality production and good quality in safety. If we control these issues, scenario of whole nation can change. But here is a mix-up. People neither understand quality nor understand safety. Both are interlinked. If you want good quality of life, then you should also have good safety of life, good health of life. Because quality of life of an individual is important. We say we have quality life or we don't have quality life. Who shall decide this? Forget those scientific methods. Just think as a layman, as a lay person, what I want to see myself in this world. Everybody wants to be healthy, nobody wants to be painful. If somebody says, no, I should not be healthy, I think that person is called stupid, mad. If say, no, I should be having problem, well, that's unnatural. I'm talking. Everybody wants to be happy, wants to be safe, wants to be healthy, and wants to have all time good environment. It's very easy to understand this. I talked a lot on quality and safety before also. And I don't know how I keep on talking again and again. Maybe you people getting bored and bored, considering that this person has some phobia. You may consider that. I have phobia. I started in 1974 after passing my diploma, and I worked here for 6 years, and then I left for overseas. In Middle East and Gulf countries, I worked here more than 20 years, in patches, not straight away. And I have seen there is a difference in quality consideration between our country and many other countries. There is a difference in thinking, in contemplation. There is this degree of seriousness in many countries. Degree of seriousness means in their social structure. There has been no degree of seriousness in our structure. We are, I can say, a following people. We are following, we follow, we don't lead ourselves. Generally. You know, in Hindi we call it bhed chal. Bhed chal. We are like that. I've not seen many percentages of leaders in our professions, in our fields. When I say something like this or write as such, many people may not like me, my statement. I understand that. But my statement is not subject to your liking or not liking. Even if you don't like facts, I can't help it. If you say, no, you are wrong, we are right. You know, seminars, webinars, awards, all these are drama. All drama. Some people conduct seminars because they want to have CV, they want to have some reference for their promotions. Because in those seminars of 10 or 15 minutes talk, presentation, neither they deliver anything nor attendees get something. Question is of transfer of knowledge, dissemination of knowledge among people. And that doesn't come in such seminars. I'm not against seminar, I like it. But it should be something that gives me or I give someone else. You just ask 4-5% to sit in a panel and everybody is 10-15 minutes to speak. What does it mean? Neither that person can speak anything in 10-15 minutes, nor those who attend they can get something. Then sometimes it's taken by question answers and sometimes not done. So I don't understand what's our standard. Are we interested in showing only, or we are interested in solving problems? A country of intellectuals, I think only country on earth is ours, where in every field there are millions professionals, many millions professionals. You can see field of engineering, field of medical science, field of, you can say, other sciences and all other fields, though are not directly professionals but indirectly linked to professions. Professions are generally engineering and medicals, original professions, without which we can't have good health and we can't have good development. Engineering is responsible for development, and medical science is responsible to keep people healthy all over. This is general, and there are other professions as well which are indirect, which are not directly related to people, but these two are originally responsible for both sectors, intellectualism and that's development, and intellectualism and that's health and safety. When in both professions money comes into play, when money comes into play rather than knowledge, rather than some destination, rather than some concept, some vision, that society which agree on this imaginary foolishness, that society always falls. And that's what we have today. Quality and SHE required everywhere and in every activity in life. And in engineering, you can say there is a word called must, and it's a must. There are so many issues now regarding life, and one is health. That is because of COVID has changed its total meaning. Health is now survival. If we survive safe, that is a question mark. Are we able to survive in coming time with same standard of confidence that we used to have before COVID entered into this world? COVID, which is a clear, invisible, unknown entity. Generally, I'm not talking medically, I'm not talking research wise, I'm just talking that COVID phobia, you may call it, or COVID impact, you may call it. There is no uniformity in our approach. There is no perception about this. And COVID-19 knows it very well that humanity is much below my value. Humanity is much below its value, and human cannot understand COVID-19 because it's God's design. Nothing at this level, at such a wide level, can happen if God doesn't wish that to happen. I should say that maybe it is, you may say it is fantastic or non-fantastic, or it is something like, when you don't have any answer, you can say only God knows it. But to my contemplation, I don't say I don't have any answer, because my answer is also related to what God says. I never talk without, I always consider that God is with me and I support God to His commands onto me. Whatever work I do, it's because of God, not because of me. Wherever I work, it's all for God, because this world belongs to God. Earth belongs to God. Everything belongs to God. This means when everything belongs to God, my body belongs to God, my soul belongs to God, whole earth belongs to God. What belongs to me? What question remains is, what does belong to me? I don't have any answer for this. It's not question of spiritualism. It's question of analytical facts. If we simply analyze it's interesting because without analysis I can't justify anything. If I talk based on analysis, on calculations, on logics, on certain forms, on certain references, we can say that answer, that explanation is much more powerful than I just throw something. I said that, I don't know reason, but I said that. If I act like that, okay, I have told you, you do this, don't think about this, I have done on this, and you do it. Means I don't know answer, and I want also that person to do that without knowing what that person does. I can say this type of act stands long distant from quality. Our quality thinking has gone in vain. We all know COVID is working very fast. COVID has been working very fast. It has consolidated its positions all over the world. And millions of people have lost their lives because of this power of God. Better you call it power of God, when something is beyond your control, you cannot answer to that. So it is power of God. What research would say, what investigations would say, I'm not involved with that. If I want to survive safe of COVID-19, we have to take certain measures, and those measures you all know what I am talking about. Nothing new. It may be alpha, it may be beta, gamma, or lambda, or delta, epsilon, or whatever. In future, you may see, if you see Greek words, alphabet, you will find everything. But my talk is regarding engineering and safety. Engineering is quality. Without quality, there cannot be any engineering. Without quality, there cannot be any engineering. It's not designs alone. Designs must be quality based. It's not construction alone. Construction must be based on quality. I organization of safety on sites, about how to how to organize on site or on projects our quality system, or you can say safety system. In construction, we work on sites. That is very much true. Sites are our workshops, sites are our manufacturing unit, sites are our factory, and sites are our operational research centers. Site is our home for work. Generally, engineers spend their times on sites much more than what they spend in home. General working on site is more than 12 hours, 10 hours, depending on requirements, and then maybe 1 hour to and fro journey or more. So most of time of life, in your project life, professional project life, you spend on your work. That is a fact. Means particularly in our discipline, construction, there is no time limit. Contractually, there is contextual time limit, but physically means you can say you have to work as if it is your own work. If you think that this is not my work, this is contractor's work or this employer's work, then you may not be able to concentrate on that because your mind is different. Site, when I say site, you can say place of work. Place of permanent works where project work is done and it is delivered to owner of project who uses it its own way. Engineers are responsible there, all sorts of engineers working on behalf of engineer itself, working on behalf of, I can say, owner, or working on behalf of construction contractor. Site is very important here because there are many machines, equipment, or many other expensive items. There will be many people working and there will be many issues on sites. Here we are talking of site security. How to secure site. It's a very important point because if site is not secured, certainly nothing is secured for site. Generally we write in method statements some scope, some purpose, some definition, some references, some instructions, some attachments likewise. That kind of requirement is here. We start with the scope and that this procedure includes security arrangements at project's job site. Procedure is applicable to project life camp. No site or life camp can be left without arranging adequate security. Security or watch and ward, you may say, total guard, you may say, that we have to keep our site or site related areas free of, you can say, such dangers. Purpose is to define requirements that we adhere to in order to maintain site security at all work locations. All project camping requires to be well secured. All traffic movement on site or camping areas also requires to be secured. There are certain definitions also we have discussed many times. We have to repeat that for refreshing. It says safety. Safety means safety, health, and environment. Disciplines to support project activities. We have learned it, and ergonomics also added to that. Safety means that, and we can say company from client. It's also clear. You may call contractor, right? Sorry, some gastric. Subcontractor means an organization that has one part of project work from contractor organization. We have to understand these points very well. We may be engineer or non engineer, but we may be public. Now, client means, I'm drinking water. Client means an organization Client means an organization that's entitled as company in contractual terms that has entrusted project to organization of contractor. Now personal means all personnel involved on project site activities. Responsibility means job and contract responsibility. Job and contract responsibility. And training means training imparted for specific safety topic on job, on project site. Management means organization, top, middle and lower management or organization. Safety manager or leader means a person with job title safety manager or leader deployed by certain organization. Project manager means or project leader means a person as such with PM title deployed by contractor. And engineer means a person appointed by client or client company for an overall project responsibility. So here is employer and contractor. Employer is project owner and contractor is APC. And also it is accountable question. I don't know why it's happening to me. Some air block I think in my body. Project leader or manager responsible for overall obligations to provide schedule, all resources, direction, engineering resolutions. Site leader or manager responsible for overall site prosecution, organization, management and site manager or leader responsible for overall site prosecution, organization over works and subcontractor. Site safety officer or leader responsible for overall safety, organization on site and to report to project manager or leader site leader, corporate safety leader. All safety related resources and provide site time all requirements. Project site engineer is responsible to carry out safety issues within section. Site safety, you can say project site engineer responsible to carry out safety issues within section, and site safety inspector or engineer responsible to supervise safety measures on site and control. Safety issues should bring to site line management or organization to adopt standards or as directed an individual worker or individual working on site responsible to maintain safety measures. In case missing, should bring to site of safety. The lot responsibilities are taken that site leader has overall responsibility for security arrangements on site and for implementing this procedure through various personnel appointed for maintaining security of all locations on project. EPC is different term. EPC contractor, HSC leader or manager shall liaise and work with subcontractors EPC contractor, HSC leader shall rise and work with subcontractors, safety leaders, and construction manager or leader for an overall coordination method of implementation of this procedure. HSC leader has direct responsibility for ensuring that requirements of this procedure are met and provision for advising site leader of whatever non-compliance. Security officer is responsible for duty on day-to-day implementation of this procedure. Camp was where live camp is available. Security personnel are required to control relevant construction access gate as agreed with employer contract requirement. No gate can be left unsecured. Gates either should be closed or well secured. No materials or equipment can be allowed to maintain, you know, just like we say, no gates can be left unsecured. Gates either should be closed or well secured. No materials or equipment can be allowed to leave project site without authentic documents to be examined by security personnel. No person can enter site or camp without proper notification, identification by security person and security. This is chapter 2 of safety, health, environment. I don't know what's happened to me. What's going on? Now, no person can enter site or camp without proper identification by security person. And security passes are available where required, and then personal passes. Then in strict project sites, all EPC contractors and subcontractors, personnel and visitors shall enter and leave job site only through identified and guarded gates in strict adherence to stipulated storage area. Then you can say subcontractors and EPC contractor personnel and visitors shall enter site leave site only through identified and guarded gates in strict adherence to stipulated safety rules. All personnel shall carry at all times required security passes to be presented at job. You may say all personnel shall carry all times required security passes to be presented upon request. Vehicle passes, all vehicles entering designated restricted zone or in operating plant areas, that shall be assumed. Then we can say all vehicles entering designated restricted zones or and operating plant areas shall at all times have valid security passes because we are talking about security. All EPC contractors and subcontractors, personnel and visitors entering camp and project work areas must be in possession of required security passes or identification document. Then we go to personnel shall not be allowed to carry camera or whatever kind unless a permit has been obtained from employer and security police, and these personnel and visitors entering camp or project work areas must be in possession of required security passes or identification document, whatever one is applicable for. Now, security of equipment, tools, materials, campsite, facilities, offices. About that, all EPC contractor and subcontractor construction vehicles shall be identified by individual company numbers painted on each vehicle in a sequence of digits. Wheeled vehicles, including equipment, shall be parked at designated approved location on job site. Tracked equipment such as excavation shall be left at their respective work, their respective so we can say tracked equipment such as excavators shall be left at their respective work areas in secure and safe positions. All subcontractor vehicles or construction equipment, vehicles. Then you can say all subcontractors, vehicles and construction equipment shall follow same procedure as indicated in foregoing strictly in accordance with known rules and regulations. Construction camp permits premises and offices. Security of construction camps, premises and offices. Camp shall be surrounded by security fence provided with access. Access security personnel shall surveillance fence from time to time. No person should jump over it, either to ingress or to egress. Fell from or they. Camp shall be other such locations as agreed with main agreed with EPC contractors shall assign day and night security guards at main gates or other such locations as agreed with employer. Duties of security guard are described in this procedure. Camp boss shall be responsible. Camp boss or camp leader, you can say camp organizer. Camp boss shall be responsible for camp security. Shall ensure that records identify all permanent residents and that all camp visitors are logged in and logged out. Facilities shall be guarded by security guards round clock to avoid unauthorized access to miscreants. General instructions. That's all spare keys of camp rooms, messes, recreation rooms, etc. shall be under custody and responsibility of camp boss. All camp rooms, messes, recreation rooms, etc. shall be well secured, locked while not in use. General instructions to security guards. Security guards and all watchmen should remain alert. Let's say all camp rooms, messes, recreation rooms, etc. shall be well secured or locked while not in use. Alert and observe carefully at incidents or acts. Whatever shall be happening in assigned area shall report all witnessed or reported violations to security officer of that area. Area. You may say general instructions to security guards are very easy. Security guards and all watchmen should remain alert and observe carefully incidents or acts, whatever shall be happening in assigned area. They shall report all witnesses or reported violations to security officer who would enforce all for the task. Security guard and workmen are out here. We can say security guards and watchmen shall not leave their posts unless properly relieved or unless required to do so in performance of other assigned functions. In such cases, they shall be promptly replaced. In case when reliever does not in direct contradiction to general or special orders shall not be followed unless a officer who intentionally issues false information or mistakes or makes false statements regarding assignments and or responsibilities to fellow security officer, supervisor or employer personnel shall be subject to termination. It's though a rare happening as security guard got no personal interest in to inform falsely report until self financial interest exists, not even not under direct. And you can say it's though no financial interest, self financial interest exists, even then it's a cognizable offense. personnel are prohibited from accepting gratuities, gratifications from anyone for whatever purpose. Offer of gratuities. Wait. Now, you can say security personnel are prohibited from accepting gratuities, gratification from anyone for whatever purpose. Offer of gratuities is to be reported promptly to HSC or site manager or leader. Statements to news media, security personnel are prohibited from making any such statement to press or news media. Such queries are to be referred to site leader, who in turn shall refer to concerned senior manager or personnel or senior responsible personnel. Only back. So we are back. I was talking about safety issues to site security. So security guards shall use discretion. This is about personal relations or public. This is security guard where I can see what they have to do when public is involved in that. Security guards shall use discretion and care in questioning project employees and subcontractor personnel and in handling of possible irregularities. Security guards shall under no circumstances question a person except in presence of a reliable witness. Under no circumstances shall a security guard threaten or assault except in self-defense or coerce in any way any person. Effort must be made by security guards to positively identify people who refuse to comply with normal security instructions. All such instances shall be reported immediately to security officer or camp boss or camp leader as appropriate for location. Security guards at all times shall be helpful in their approach to project workforce and their dealings with general public. They are instructed that their workplaces should be clean and tidy at all times. That is main guard, gate, offices, etc. Security guards shall extend assistance to key personnel during off hours while they work late in case personnel need some support on request. Photography on site shall only be allowed if prior written permission is obtained in accordance with employer rules and regulations and a permit has been obtained from security police. Following agreement with employer and or its security agencies, it is envisaged that employee ID badges shall incorporate an electronic system to afford access egress to camp for employer, contractor and subcontractors. Employees located subcontractors whose workforce resides outside project security fence shall also be required to swipe entries, exits to project at assigned locations when site is located in non-prohibited areas. Requirements of many considerations may not work. For example, photographs could be allowed without formal permission, but identification of persons available on site should be recorded as state-of-art practice all over the globe from security reasons. Visitors' log shall always be maintained as it tells how many persons have been available on site during day. Such information may assist head count in case of fire breakout. This is about site security. On sites and on works, all use hand tools, which are very important items without which work cannot be done. Hand tools. We say in every statement as scope, purpose, definitions, responsibilities, instructions, references, attachment could go on. Now in hand tools, we can say this is procedure. This statement or this procedure is applicable to all projects, construction sites, ongoing as well as to go. To go activities and all areas of work including offices, laboratories, workshops, and purpose is to provide guidelines, enlighten, highlight possible hazards, and define application of preventive measures, precautions during performance, use of hand tools. Generally, minor accidents do happen either due to abuse or mishandling hand tools, power tools. Workers are not well informed about resorting to care that is required for tools' proper use in line to manufacturer's instructions. Toolbox talks are not regularly conducted by line supervisors. In definitions of safety, we know safety means SHE, which means safety, health and environment, disciplines to support project activities, and company means an organization carrying out or prosecuting project or ownership of project. Contractor means organization that has won project from client as a contract. And subcontractor means an organization that has one part of project work from contractor organization. And client means owner, an organization and title company in contractual terms that has entrusted project to organization of contractor. Personnel means all personnel involved on project site activities, whatsoever they are, from whatever organization they come in, from employer or from engineer or from contractor or from subcontractor or from whosoever source it comes in, and they stay on site. Responsibility means job and contract responsibility. Training means training imparted for a specific safety topic on job on project site. Whatever topic that may be, special or particular. And organization management means top one, the top, that is middle as well as lower category. And safety leader, safety manager means person with job title safety leader or safety manager deployed by certain organization. Project leader means a person such with project manager title or agent title deployed by contractor. An engineer means person appointed by owner or client company for an overall project responsibility. Project owner. Now you can say employer is project owner. Now responsibilities in general respecting certain contract position. Let us say there are certain positions like project leader, project manager, project director, site manager, site leader, site organizer, site safety organizer or officer, construction organizer, construction leader, construction manager, project site engineer, site safety officer, safety engineer, safety representative, site lead, foreman, general foreman. Like that, you can say all individuals are there on site, they work. Now lead, you can say project manager is leader of a site who is responsible for all obligations to provide all resources, schedule, direction, engineering resolutions, responsible for everything, liable for everything. Site leader, site manager responsible for overall site prosecution, organization, prosecution lead, prosecution management, overall works and subcontractors works. Site safety officer responsible for overall safety, lead safety organization on site and report to project manager, project leader, site manager, site leader, corporate safety manager, corporate safety leader. Construction lead, construction manager responsible to arrange all safety related resources and provide site team all requirements necessary for upkeep of housekeeping and safety on site for all activities. Project site engineer responsible to carry out safety issues within section and also, care of other sections too if required. Site safety inspector, engineer responsible to supervise safety measures on site and control safety issues, should bring to site line organization, line barriers, line management, line lead to adopt correct measures. Site foreman is responsible for compliance of safety measures as standards or as directed. An individual working on site responsible to maintain safety measures in case missing should bring to site team attention. Now, certain responsibilities. There are actually two main persons in this case, site manager and site safety manager, HSC manager. They are main responsible for safety arrangements. Site manager, that is EPC contractor. Site manager is responsible for ensuring that all overall requirements described in procedures are well understood and followed, complied with to maximum extent feasible. An HSC manager or leader of EPC contractor, HSC manager is responsible for ensuring that EPC contractor supervising personnel and all subcontractors supervising personnel are familiar with in all respects about provisions within this procedure. Means they both have to make sure that communication is clear, message is clear, not necessarily documentary, but both documentary as well as verbatim, that people on site, personnel on site know how to keep site tidy and how to take responsibility, how to do responsibility towards SHE. Now certain instructions we talk of in general. Then contractor and subcontractors shall not issue or permit use of unsafe hand tools. It's duty of contractor, because contractor buys tools to work. These tools should be safe for people to work, because money is paid to tool purchase and money is also paid to workers for working. And if tools are not safe, how work can move on and how risk can be tolerated. Wrenches, including adjustable pipe and with socket, wrenches including adjustable pipe and with socket, shall not be used when jaws are sprung to point that spillage occurs. Impact tools such as drift pins, wedges and chisels shall be kept free of mushroomed heads. Wooden handles of tools shall be kept free of splinters or cracks and must be kept tight in tool. This is general. Now power and operated tools, power operated hand tools. Electric power operated tools shall either be of approved double insulated type or rightly grounded. Extension cord included or provided with portable electric tools, and appliances shall be made of 3-wire type. Extension cord included, provided with portable electric tools, and appliances shall be made of 3-wire type. Use of electric cords for hoisting or lowering tools shall not be permitted. Pneumatic power tools. Pneumatic power tools can say shall be secured to hose or whip by some suitable anchorage to prevent tool from getting accidentally disconnected. Again I say power operated hand tools. Electric power operated tools shall either be of approved double insulated type or rightly grounded. Extension cords included provided with portable electric tools, and appliances shall be made of 3-wire types. Use of electric cords for hoisting or lowering tools shall not be permitted. Pneumatic power tools shall be secured to hose or whip by some suitable anchorage to prevent tool from getting accidentally disconnected. All hoses exceeding half inch inside diameter shall have a safety device either at source of supply or at branch line to reduce pressure in case of hose failure. Fluid used in hydraulic power tools shall be fire resistant and retain its operational characteristics at most extreme temperatures to which it is susceptible to be exposed to. It's a very important point. Fluid used in hydraulic power tools shall be fire resistant and retain its operational characteristics at most extreme temperatures to which it is susceptible to be exposed to. Employees well trained in operation of power actuated tools only shall be allowed to operate such particular tools. Manufacturers instructed safe operating pressures. Manufacturers instructed safe operating pressures for hoses, valves and pipe fittings and other fittings shall not be exceeded. Tools shall be tested each day before loading to ensure that safety devices are in proper working condition. Any or all tool found not in proper working order or one that develops a defect during use shall be removed immediately from service and not used until properly repaired and tested. Impact tools shall not be loaded. Impact tools shall not be loaded until just prior to intended firing time. Neither loaded nor empty tools are to be pointed at any employees. Hands shall be kept clear of open barrel end. Loaded tools shall not be left unattended. Tools shall not be used in an explosive or inflammable atmosphere. Tools shall not be used in an explosive or inflammable atmosphere. All tools shall be used with correct shield, guard, or attachment recommended by its manufacturer. Abrasive wheels and tools. All grinding machines shall be supplied with sufficient power to maintain spindle speed at safe level under all conditions of normal operation and should be equipped with safety guards. Wheel must be inspected and dressed properly. Floor and bench mounted grinders. Floor and bench mounted grinders shall be provided with work rests, which should be rigidly supported and readily adjustable. Such work rests shall be kept or located at a distance not to exceed 1/8 of an inch from surface of wheel. Such work, it says floor and bench mounted grinders shall be provided with work rests, which should be rigidly supported and readily adjustable. Such work rests shall be kept or located at a distance not to exceed 1/8 of an inch from surface of wheel. All employees using abrasive wheels shall utilize eye protection gear. Wood working tools. All fixed power driven woodworking tools shall be provided with a disconnected switch that can either be locked or tagged in off position. All portable power driven circular saws All fixed power driven woodworking tools shall be provided with a disconnecting switch that can either be locked or tagged in off position. All portable power driven circular saws shall be equipped with guards above and below base plate or shoe, jacks, lever and ratchet, screw and hydraulics. Manufacturer's rated capacity shall be legibly marked on all jacks and must not be exceeded. All jacks shall have a positive stop to prevent over travel. Compressed air tools. Proper fire precautions. Proper fire precautions should be observed in connection with the operation of compressors. If housed in a closed building, adequate ventilation must be provided with exhaust released to atmosphere. Air supply lines should be protected. From damage by vehicles, materials, etc. should be carried across walks and roads, overheads or promptly replaced or repaired. The air supply hose carried overhead or vertically should be supported with a messenger cable, bridging or otherwise. Earplugs or earmuffs must be worn in case of continuous exposure to high noise levels produced by compressed air equipment. Manual tools. Manual tools. Important point. Manual tools, all tools should be kept in safe working condition. Tools stores with suitable storage, racks and bins should be provided. All tools should be kept clean, duly protected against corrosion and damage. Moving and adjustable parts should be lubricated to prevent wear and misalignment. Cutting edges must be kept sharp. Only oil stone or grind stones should be used for tools sharpening. When not in use, tools should be stored in suitable boxes or containers or hung on racks. Cutting edges should be protected. Tools should not be placed where from they shall roll off benches or tables. Heavy tools should be placed where they would not be tripped over. All damages or worn tools should be all damaged or worn tools should be promptly and correctly repaired. Temporary and makeshift repairs should be prohibited. Use right tools for job. Width, size and type of tool should be selected to fit job at hand. All handles should be tightly fitted. Wood handles should be checked carefully and tightened with wedges when necessary. Also should be checked for splitting and cracking. Most hand tools are conductors of electricity. Extreme caution must be exercised when working around electrical circuits. Insulated and non-conducting tools should be tested frequently under expert supervision. In presence of flammable materials or explosives, dust and vapors, non-sparking tools should be used. Hammers. Head of hammer should be firm. Shaft not split. Face be through and not chipped. Points of clinched nails should be turned up before drawing is attempted. Point of clinched nails should be turned up before drawing is attempted. When a nail has been partly withdrawn, a small block must be placed under head of hammer. Wrenches. A wrench must not be used as hammer. Pipes or Stilson wrenches should not be used as monkey wrenches. Jaw corrugations on Stilson wrenches. Jaw corrugations on Stilson wrenches must be kept sharp and clean. Handles and adjusting screws must be kept in good condition. Wrenches should always be placed on nuts. Wrenches should always be placed on nuts with jaw opening facing. Directions. Wrenches Wrenches should always be placed on nuts with jaw opening facing direction in which handle shall move. Pull, do not push. Chisels. A chisel should be large enough for job and driven with a hammer of sufficient weight. Use proper chisel for material being cut. A chisel should be held with steady out. A chisel should be held with steady but relaxed grip. Eyes should be kept on edge of chisel. Mushroomed chisels and cracked or broken chisels handles should be repaired or replaced. Goggles should be worn when chipping, which chippings must land away from person undertaking chipping. Both person working and other person may be protected with adequate screening. When sharpening, original shape and angle must be maintained. Punches. Punches should be straight, suitable and heavy enough for work. Points of center punches should be accurately grounded at all times. Starting and pin punches should be square. Punches should be started with light taps. Punches should be started with light taps and held securely, especially on rounded surfaces. Punches should be started with light taps and held securely, especially on rounded surfaces. Punches should be started with light taps and held securely, especially on rounded surfaces. When knocking out rivets, pin work must begin with a starting punch and finish with a pin punch. Screwdrivers. Do not use a screwdriver as a chisel, as a play bar, or for any other purpose than that intended for. Keep tight ground properly. Keep tip ground properly. Squares across with square rather than tapered sides. Keep tip ground properly. Squared across with square rather than tapered side. Select a screwdriver to fit size of screw being driven. Do not grind to a fine point to fit all screw heads. Handles should fit shank tightly. Keep shank directly over screws being driven. Do not lean on a screwdriver. Do not push with more force than necessary to keep contact with the screw. Hand saws. Hand saws. Teeth and blades must be kept properly set. Teeth and blades must be kept properly set and teeth protected when not in use. Saw must be held firmly, cut started carefully and slowly to avoid jumping of blade. To start a cut, a rip saw is held. A rip saw is held at 60 degrees angle with bore. A cross cut saw at 45 degrees angle. To start a cut, a rip saw is held at 60 degree angle with bore. A cross cut at 45 degree angle. Material being cut must be checked for nails, knots and other objects that may damage saw. Pieces being cut should be held firmly in place. Pieces being cut should be held firmly in place. If long pieces are being cut, a helper or a supporting bench should be used. Hacksaw. Correct blade should be selected for material to be cut. Blade teeth should point forward. Blade should be rigid and frame properly aligned. Strong, steady strokes. Strong, steady strokes directed, moved away from user should be employed. Entire length of blade should be used for each stroke. Thin flat pieces should not be cut from edge to edge. Thin flat pieces should not be cut from edge to edge and securely clamped. Pliers. Never use pliers as wrenches. Cutting pliers should be used only for cutting soft metals. Never use pliers on hardened metals or as nail puller. Pliers should be used only when no other tool can do job. Picks and mattocks. Handles should be free of splinters. Handles should be free of splinters and cracks. Head should be firmly affixed to handle. When in use, it must be ascertained that area at rear and on sides is clear when swinging pick or mattock. shovels and spades. Blades should be sharp and free of jag and split edges. Handles should be free of splinters, cracks and splits. Trucks, wheelbarrows. Hand trucks and wheelbarrows should be selected for job. Their frames should be strong and straight. Wheels are strong and well secured to frames. Bodies must be kept clean and free of jagged edges. Extreme care must be exercised when using ramps and walkways. We are talking of first aid regulations now. First aid regulations. In this, general is scope, general arrangement, first aid provisions, suitable persons, appointed persons, traveling first aid kit, first aid box contents, supplementary equipment, first aid room, training, first aider, emergency first aider, shared facilities, records, references. Certain definitions, that is general, as we said before, SHE as usual. Safety means safety, health and environment. Disciplines to support project activities. And company means organizer of this project, organizer or person who is on, or you may say promoter. And contractor means organization carrying out that job or executing that job from every angle. Contractor means organization that has won project from client. This means owner is promoter, owner is responsible, and owner awards contract to contractor. Subcontractor is that organization to whom part of work is awarded on behalf of contractor's organization. Client means an organization which is entitled company or promoter, owner in contractual terms that has entrusted project to organization of contractor, EPC or otherwise. Personal means all personal from all parties whatsoever, including subcontractors, vendors, whoever relate to work on site. Responsibility means job and contract responsibility. Job and contract responsibility. Training means training imparted for specific safety topic on project site. You may say responsibility means job and contract responsibility. Training means training that's imparted for a specific safety topic on job on project site. Organization management means organization, top, middle and lower management, where all key personnel from all contracting parties and all contract parties are involved. Safety manager means safety lead, a person with job title safety leader, safety manager, deployed by certain organization. Safety managers means a person with job title safety lead, deployed by certain organization to take care of safety of works. Project manager means a person as such with title PM, deployed by contractor to represent contractor. You may say project manager means a person as such with title PM is applied by contractor for all responsibilities on this project. Procurement, engineering, design, discipline, welfare and delivery of project. An engineer means a person appointed by client, owner or company for an overall project execution responsibility, EPC or otherwise. Now, responsibility in general, respecting certain contract positions. Project manager or leader, organizer responsible for overall obligations to provide project lead responsible for overall obligations to provide schedule, all resources according to schedule, all directions, engineering resolutions, and all issues that are required on project. Site manager responsible for overall site prosecution, that is you can say site manager, site leader responsible for overall site prosecution management, prosecution organization over works and subcontractors. Similarly, site safety officer responsible for overall safety management on site and report to project leader, site leader, corporate safety leader. Site safety leader responsible for overall safety lead on site and report to project leader, site leader, and say corporate safety leader. Construction leader responsible to arrange all safety related resources and economic resources. We say construction leader responsible to arrange all safety related resources and provide safety inspector general, inspector engineer, responsible to supervise safety measures on site and When we can say project site engineer responsible to carry out safety issues within section, and site safety inspector engineer responsible to supervise safety measures in general. We may say site foreman responsible for compliance of safety measures as standards are also foreman. We can say site foreman responsible for compliance of safety measures as a standard or as state directive. Individual working on site responsible to maximize organizations. An individual working on site responsible to maintain safety measures in case missing should bring to site interim measure. Now, says Cisco says an individual working on site responsible to maintain safety measures in case missing should bring it to site team attention. This regulation describes first aid requirements which must be made available on construction site and also applicable at some other places of work. Injuries must be attended immediately. General arrangement. Regulations themselves are relatively shorter and flexible. A brief summary of main requirements is indicated. It says, ensure that all employees do have adequate and appropriate first aid facility provided that to be used during emergencies considering following factors. Everywhere first aid should be available on site which can be used and should be used during emergencies When strength of employees, we have to consider strength of employees, nature of undertaking work, size of project and distribution of employees personnel, project location, applicability of shift working and distance location from available medical services institutions, distance locations from available medical services institutions. What we have to consider? How many employees are there, what type of work is undergoing or they are taking, what is size of project and distribution of employees personnel, and where is project located, and is shift working or no, and distance location. So these are points we have to consider, means how many workers are there, what type of work is going on, and what size of project, and location, shift working, distance, available medical services institutions. Every employee must be provided reasonable rapid access to first aid on a construction site where large number of employees work. Close proximity would be selected to locate a first aid centralized facility wherever employees are distributed over a wide site area. Various locations of works shall be provided with individual first aid facility, duly equipped with all essential then we can see distance location for available medical service institutions. Every employee must be provided reasonable rapid access to first aid on a construction site where a large number of employees work. Close proximity would be selected to locate a first aid centralized facility where employees are distributed over a wide site area. Various locations of work shall be provided with individual first aid facility, duly equipped with all essential equipment and accessories. Then we can say information to employees about availability of first aid should be disseminated promptly by imparting instant training, delivering lectures. First aid arrangement should be included as an integral part of safety induction scheme and follow-up training lectures. Notices regarding first aid arrangements, authorized personnel, etc. should be posted at locations known and read by all workers on construction sites. Language. Wow. First aid arrangement should be included as an integral part of safety induction scheme and follow-up training lectures. Noise notices regarding first aid arrangements, authorized personnel, etc. should be posted at locations known and read by all workers on construction site. Language known to workers should be used for such notification in addition to English. First aid arrangements should be clearly and fully described during safety induction elaboration and included within safety handbook issued to all workers while joining duty. First aid provisions. First aid provisions, and this is where to see this regulation requires contractors to first provide an adequate and appropriate number of suitable persons. This regulation requires contractors to provide an adequate and appropriate number of suitable persons, certified first aiders, to perform on, to extend or impart first aid assistance to all those injured at work locations. Requirement of position strength for first aiders should be determined by an overall consideration of first aid requirements. However, in construction and operating plant, at least one first aider should normally be appointed. For determining an overall number of first aiders, I think I will take it a little later because it's a long one and I've discussed this with everyone. This is about safety and first aid, which are very important from every viewpoint. It should be safe for everybody. I'll take up this along with permit to work, housekeeping, safety training. So I'll take this one later on better.